Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to XDefiant. If you guys were unaware, there's currently a double weapon XP and double battle pass XP event going on within the game, and with team deathmatch and how all that works with the kill streak XP, you can get an absurd amount of weapon levels very quickly. The other night, I went through with my MP5 and got 32 weapon levels in 2 games. Of course, I was using an XP booster, which gave me quad XP, but still, the XP earn rates right now are pretty freaking incredible as we get ready for Season 1, and that's going to be the entire focus of this video today. Season 1 is just a few days away. The 6-week preseason for XDefiant is basically over, and that's pretty crazy to think about. The pacing of this game and the updates have been pretty different compared to how I'm used to things happening. Obviously, I'm used to COD. A lot of you guys are as well. That's a 1-year game, so everything in there needs to be now. You know, if there's an OP gun, try to get it nerfed now. There's a problem with the game, try to get it fixed now. You know, for some reason, every update in COD tends to break other aspects of the game, but still, XDefiant is taking a different approach, or at least right now it seems that way. It seems like updates are fewer and further in between because they plan for XDefiant to be around for multiple years to come. Believe it or not, the game has already been out almost 6 weeks. The preseason's coming to an end, and in reality, what has really changed over all this time? Of course, we got the sniper flinch nerf, though honestly, that hasn't really been too noticeable. Like, it's one of those weird things where it's noticeable when you're the one sniping and somebody's shooting at you, but if you're the person shooting at a sniper, how many times do you still just drop dead? It seems like they had no flinch at all. Obviously, if we had kill cams, it'd be a lot easier to see how that happened on their end, but still, the sniper nerf did not really change a whole lot about the game. Same with the bunny hopping nerf, where they made it so if you spam jump 4 times, you'll start to get idle sway, but 4 jumps? Like, who really does that? Normally it's 1, 2, maybe 3, depending, but gunfights aren't that long in XDefiant, so the bunny hopping nerf didn't really change too much about the game. The weapon XP changes are pretty significant, for sure. I talked about that right here at the very beginning of the video, but they've revamped how weapon XP has worked a couple of times so far, and overall, I think what they've done is they've got to a nice middle ground where people are happy. You know, it's nice to get your weapon attachments faster, but you still have a little bit of grinding to do to get your bronze, silver, and gold camo. When it's all said and done, this is basically what they did. So you had the weapon XP as it was when the game came out, and then you have it as it is right now. It's basically the same, except now you get weapon XP 14% faster by default, and you're also going to be leveling up your guns more frequently. So it's basically the same, but you get more of that dopamine hit when you level up your guns. You get your attachments a little bit faster, and just overall, it feels pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where they've got things so far. And then, of course, we've had a number of netcode fixes and changes. That's something I think they're going to be working on throughout the entirety of the XDefiant life cycle. But other than that, I might be missing a thing or two, but the 6-week-long preseason, they really didn't change much about the game. There were no weapon balance changes. For example, the factions have not been adjusted at all, whether that be the ultimates or the individual abilities or even the passives. Nothing has changed. The maps, they have not changed whatsoever. No new guns have been added, no new maps have been added. It's been 6 weeks, and in reality, not a lot has happened. But here's the thing about XDefiant. I haven't really noticed. I was going through my old videos, I was going through patch notes, I'm like, I had to have been missing something here, but in reality, it just seems like XDefiant didn't really have a ton of updates in 6 weeks, and I didn't notice. I'm still playing the game pretty much every single day. I have over 10,000, close to 15,000 something kills now. I'm over level 100. Like, I got gold on a couple of guns, the AK and the MP5, the Rafka pistol. I'm getting close on a number of other weapons. I'm going to try my best to maximize my double weapon XP this weekend. But yeah, like, I'm playing the game, I'm enjoying it, and I'm not noticing the fact that not a lot has really been happening as compared to a game like COD. If we go like a week or two without an update, I'm like, what the hell is this shit? What's going on here? You know, it's a weird dynamic between those two games, because I think with COD, I can play the game for half an hour, maybe an hour, then skill-based matchmaking really just starts to take a toll on me. It makes it so I don't enjoy myself as much, so I start noticing all the little tiny problems with the game, much more so than I probably normally would. You know what I mean? As compared to XDefiant, where there is no skill-based matchmaking, I thoroughly enjoy the game, and I'm just running around getting kills, having fun. Of course, there are issues. You still die around corners. The sniper flinch is pretty annoying. The intel suit, my god, something needs to be done about Echelon, but we'll see how the balancing happens with Season 1. You know, I'm not noticing as many of those issues with XDefiant because overall the gameplay experience is much more enjoyable because every single match is not just rigged by skill-based matchmaking. It's a weird juxtaposition there, I suppose, between the two games, but I have a feeling that right now we're kind of experiencing the calm before the storm. Or maybe not. Maybe maybe things are just going to continue as they've been going on here. But Season 1, for me anyway, and I'm sure a lot of you, that's going to feel more like the real launch of the game to an extent, right? Because during the playtest, leading up to the whole year, leading up to XDefiant launch, we got to play the game over and over. There was a number of playtests, and most of the guns that were there at launch were in those playtests. All the maps were there, and the game modes were there. We basically got to play the full game before the full game even came out. So when we got the preseason here, it still felt like one of those playtests previously. It was a bit more polished, but overall, it still felt like those playtests, you know? In terms of new content, there really wasn't a whole lot if you're somebody that was following XDefiant closely and trying out all the different server test sessions and things of that nature. So when Season 1 comes out, we're going to be getting a new map every single month. I believe it's going to launch with one brand new map, then the next month we get a new one, then the month after that we get another map. Then on top of that, we have new guns. We're going to have presumably new equipment of some sort, like new grenades and things of that nature, new mastery camos, and then all the other things that Mark Rubin has been talking about, things like kill cams, things like a prestige mode, things like search and destroy, and other game modes. You know, those are all going to be coming to the game. It's going to be new content. You know, it's going to be kind of crazy. XDefiant's been out for 6 months, but I haven't experienced a new map in this game in over a year. Going back to last summer when we first had our initial playtest with the game, you know, it was weird when the game came out. I jumped in and it was a brand new game that just came out, and I already knew every single map inside and out. I already knew which guns I liked. I already knew, or at least had an idea of what attachments were going to be good, you know? With Season 1, we're finally going to have some new things to do. New guns, new maps, new game modes. Hopefully, again, prestige mode, things like kill cams, and all the other things that they've been talking about that I've been covering in my videos. Season 1 has the potential to be huge for XDefiant, but I suppose the big question, and it's going to get answered, we're going to be able to see exactly how they're going to be doing their updates. You know, are they going to be a lot of updates really quickly? Are they going to be sprinkling in updates over time as a way for the player base not to get burnt out too quickly with too much all at once? Like, how are they going to be handling things? It's going to be different for sure, because it's a whole different studio compared to what we're used to. You know, it's a brand new game for them. I'm sure they're still kind of figuring this stuff out as they go. They did say previously that they pretty much have the entire first year of the game's life cycle planned out in terms of maps and game modes and guns and things of that nature. But as we all know, XDefiant is lacking certain features that people think would be very good for the game. And Mark Rubin and Aches, they've been very, very vocal on Twitter and talking about all these different things that are going to be coming. So the question is, will Season 1 be like, you know, this giant season that's going to be crazy and people are going to really enjoy? Or is Season 1 going to be kind of more just the real beginning of the game as compared to the preseason, which was basically them just trying to figure out the servers? I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But going full circle here, back to what I was talking about at the very beginning, it's crazy, man. 6 weeks have gone by. There's been nothing really new added to the game. No balance changes, no anything, really. And I didn't notice I was enjoying the game that much, which really just goes to show the foundation of XDefiant, the core gameplay, at least for a lot of us, is that good. We're enjoying it that much. So if they can figure this stuff out and start getting out prestige mode and kill cams and kind of accelerating the deadline when it comes to some of those features that players have been wanting since the game came out, the XDefiant is really going to shine. I'm very excited to see what they have in store for us on July 2nd, which also, by the way, guys, is my 13-year anniversary on YouTube. Who would have thought that happened? Yeah, July 2nd will be 13 years on YouTube. It's also going to be the launch of Season 1 for XDefiant, so stay tuned. It's going to be a pretty fun day. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, though. Let me know your thoughts and feedback on the XDefiant preseason down there in the comments. Are you happy with the preseason? Did you enjoy the preseason? What are your thoughts and feelings on the updates or lack thereof during the preseason? Let me know all about that down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.